Hey everybody, welcome back to Space Engineers Quest for Peace, episode 22, where we are beginning to actually finish this space. That was a really weird sentence. Yes, where we're finally kind of getting to the last few things on this base. And where we left off last week is that we built ourselves a new landing pad for building a fighter. So what we've been working on the last little while, just to remind everyone, there's these little defense towers. We've got them all installed now across the base. If we turn on our HUD here, you can see that there's a pirate mining outpost just over there that keeps sending drones at us. And there's one of them just lying on the ground, looking all pathetic and sad after getting shredded. But what's pointed out in the one of the comments, as well as I noticed in the editing, I kind of did a little boo-boo on the setup of these guys. Actually, there's two little things I'm going to need to address before we get back to our little fighter building here. The first one is that I meant to have the Gatlings, or at least part of the Gatlings, targeting not just weapons, because right now every gun is targeting the weapons of the various ship, and generally they fall out of the sky when they get shredded, because it's the guns will just shoot through anything getting to their whatever weapon they're targeting. But I actually did want to have some of these targeting thrust as well. So the first thing I'm going to do here is I want to go through and I want to make sure that some of these Gatlings are actually not targeting weapons, but are actually targeting propulsion. Now, I've already got a bunch of turrets set up, and I want to make this my life a little easier. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to set it up and right in here. So I should be able to make sure that this is set to propulsion. I should be able to copy that now. Go to this other turret here and paste it in. So now if I look, I should see it targeting propulsion. Perfect. I probably should name these while I'm here, because this is a great opportunity. So we can call this Gatling turret propulsion, like that. And again, we'll hit the insert key, page up to copy that. We'll swing over back to this guy here. We'll hold down the control key, push page down, and that'll copy my settings. So I'm just going to go around to all of my target turrets here. I'm not going to do all of the Gatlings. Settle down. I'm not going to do all of the Gatlings to propulsion, but I am going to turn half of them so that it sufficiently shreds the enemy blocks. Oh, I'm really low on resources here, both out of food as well as being out of hydrogen. So I'm just going to double check, make sure again, yeah, it is targeting propulsion. And wow, really great time to be out of hydrogen. I think I do have a refill station over here. Very least I have cargo access. Yeah, I got cargo access, so we can use that to refill the bottle. And eat some chips. All right, let me go through all these guys here, get them all set up, and then we can address the next issue. So again, control page down. All right, and that is the last one. So, okay, so all the turrets are converted over now. I'm just gonna go eliminate this guy here. You were supposed to get eaten by the Nanu. Oh wow, all kinds of little bits and pieces everywhere, aren't there? All right. What's going on with you? Oh, you still think you're gonna try and get away? All right, where's your remote? Okay, you got leaky reactors. I will take your uranium happily. You can see my radiation warning. So I gotta take care of these guys right away. So that's a new update as well. That's been around for those you don't know. If you have radiation on, leaky reactors will in fact cook you very, very, very much. And let's go address the second issue. Yeah, fine. All right, the second thing was brought up was the use of the offensive in here. I did not mistakenly put the offensive in here. I intentionally put the offensive in here. And the reason I put the offensive in here is because I'm used to using AI offensives. Most of the time I am building ships of some kind, which means I want to use the offensive because I find them to be more useful in that circumstances on mobile grids. However, that being the case, it was reminded of me and pointed out to me that for a static grid like this, the block you actually want to use is not the defensive block. It is in fact the defensive block. And the big reason is that the defensive block has a better targeting range and a more sensitive targeting. And that whole point of having this in here is to assist your turrets. So because we're in a static grid, we actually want to use the defensive block, not the offensive block, to make sure that our turrets are getting their best performance, so to speak. All right, so that takes care of those two things. Those were kind of needing to be addressed for the defensive section. I should probably update the blueprint with the new settings on there, but yeah, we'll see if that ever happens. Next thing I'm going to do here before we get started into the fighter is I'm going to run up to the farm, check on the crops, and see if we need to cycle those through, because I did plant crops way back away, and they should all be ready to go now. Yeah, so those guys are ready. Those already got harvested. Hey, look at that. So they already got harvested. So those are ready. Yep, mushrooms look ready, and the wheat is ready. Okay, so let's set everything off. So we're going to just go boop, 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 and boop. So yeah, I've got a button for each one of the runs here, as well as the fact is I've also got the kind of master panel right there. Okay, why are you... Oh, that's because you're not quite ready to go. All right, we'll let them. Looks like we got a... Ooh, come on, get him, get him, get him. And down he comes. All right, the fruit wasn't quite ready to go, so it didn't get picked. That's good to know in case there's a misfire. You can't accidentally harvest. Everything else looks like it did get harvested. Excellent. Okay, so... I want to make sure I have my 25 seeds. So I've got 25, what is that? 12 grain seeds. So let's just clear. Oh, there's 12 in there. Okay, so I want to make sure I have 25 in there. So we're going to go 10, 11, 12, 13. We're going to harvest 25 fruits. 25 veggie and 25 mushroom. Yeah, we're doing good. Look at that. So we got lots of cooked meat. We got lots of raw meat. Algae coming out of my yin yang, and this is just what I'm fitting into this container. I could probably increase these numbers, but grain, I am now in surplus of grain. Fruit, I am now definitely in surplus of fruit. Mushrooms, I am in surplus of mushrooms. And vegetables, I am in a surplus of. So that's sustainability. I now have a sustainable farm, which means at long last, what I can finally do is order up a steak dinner and deal with my hunger. Huzzah, huzzah, huzzah. Success. found my steak dinner. I am going to eat my steak dinner, and I am going to see my hunger finally crawl its way up to 100% for the first time in a long time. In fact, I am going to maximize my stats, which is not something I've seen in basically probably since the beginning of the series. There we go. 150 health, fully buffed. 100, 100, 100, 100. I feel a sense of accomplishment. Hey, look, the fruit is finally ready to go. So we can send that off in there. I'm now let's make sure we also collect out the seeds. So we got our 25 seeds of each here. And there we go. All right. Enough dilly-dallying. Let's get our fighter built, and then we're gonna go see. Good job. I kind of just like watching it work, man. I'm really kind of proud of this thing. That worked out exactly as I'd actually hoped it. I mean, yes, I could have used things like pistons and whatnot, but the nice thing I like about this is that it doesn't matter how long you can make your farm. I can make this 1 kilometer long and it would still work. Oh, awesome. That makes me so happy. All right, let's go build a fighter. And let's get a cargo terminal here. And there we go. Okay, so now I got the access to our cargo terminal. Now we can grab again, try this again. So I'm going to grab this connector here. We're going to pop you into place. Get you welded. Actually, what I'm going to do... all right, the magnet, it didn't really bounce it around too much. That's all right. And let's lock you in. Okay, so we're going to have a bottom connecting, obviously. Next thing I'm going to do is grab a junction like that. Yep. Let's grab some of these. Like that. Okay. Now I don't know if I'm gonna need these here, but again, I've been kind of bouncing it in my head for a while. What I want this thing to look like, and just to make sure, because the last thing I ever want to do is not have enough thrust driving me upward, is run out of power, or lift I should say. So I'm going to put some of those there. Okay, and then I'm going to grab a couple of these guys, one there and one there. I really do like the flat mode. I mean, I like the flat modes. I like their space that they use up. Not big, not the giant 3x3x3. Yes, they do give me less thrust, but generally speaking, it's pretty easy to kind of supplement them with, a couple of those and stuff like that. All right, so those can go there. Next thing I want is, do I want to put a medium cargo? No, let's get to cargo here. There we go. I'm going to put a medium cargo there. Yes. See, it's always one thing when you got an idea in your head, but it's also another thing when you're actually trying to implement the concept. So if I put a medium cargo there, and we can grab one of these guys. Yeah. Put that there. Do I need a medium cargo? Do I need cargo like that at all? Okay, so the reason I'm want to make sure, because what I'm going to do here is we're also going to grab a couple of those. I'm going to grab some Gatlings. We'll use the fancy... Why are the Gatlings so damn big? Bit annoying. One Gatling there. One there. Okay, yeah, that'll work. Let's move these thrusters out a little bit. Okay, the Gatlings really don't need to be this big. Okay, with that done, let's get back into here. I'll drop my inventory. The little guys will pick all that stuff up. And yeah, okay. So next thing I'm going to do here is let's get a couple of batteries in here. We're going to go with Warfares. Because of course we are. They're the cool ones. We'll go one there. Two there. Still would like to make sure I have some cargo here. That can go there. Okay, so this is going to be the front. This is going to be the backside. All right, next, let's grab ourselves a big-ass sci-fi thruster. Again, make sure I grab the parts I need. There we go. All right, you do not want to connect there. Yeah, because you don't have a mounting point. That's fine. You're gonna put one of these here. Then we'll grab some of these guys. Okay, and now I need a cockpit. Put you right there. Okay. So armament, I got 2 top-mounted Gatlings, which is just fine. I'm just wondering if I want to put a little bit more distance. Yeah, so let's rejigger this just a touch. I'm gonna bring it back by 3 blocks. I just want to have a little bit of length. Why? Why not? And then we can attach the cockpit again. Grab our conveyors. And grab our thruster. Because then I can sneak another battery in. Because you can never have too many batteries. Which allows me that little extra bit of length there will actually let me to rejigger here a little. So yeah, I had a big concept of what I wanted to do. Of course, you know, implementation is an entirely different animal. So that's why I'm kind of going back and forth here a little bit. Because I can do that now. Put the squared off one back here. And make sure, yep, it's still going the right way. And pop that there. And that should... Okay, so we got forward, we got up. That should be more than enough up thrust. If not, I'm going to leave those hollows there. We're going to need back thrust, but before I do that, let's get some weaponry in here. Because that, you know, obviously needs to be placed somewhere. Do I have... Yep, there it is. So we're not going to put a rocket launcher. We're not going to do the Gatling. We want the assault cannon. So we're going to put one there. Put one there. So you can see, yeah, I'm putting a lot of shit between me and my cockpit because it always seems to be the cockpit that's getting targeted. You know, it's not like I take it personally, guys, but I'm kind of taking it personally now. Alright, we want a Gatling. Put one there, and we'll put one there. Okay, so what that's gonna do... I'm gonna think now about armor. Yeah, I know I still have to put my reverse thrusters and stuff like that in, but... Yeah, okay, so let's do this. Let's grab our reverse thrust. We're gonna go back to our sci-fi. Put you there. Need to get some anchor pointage. Put you there. You can go there. And there. Okay, so that gives me 3 braking thrusters. Okay, and now for armoring. Start trying to close it in. I'm going to do my armoring before I start thinking about, you know, more my side thrusters and stuff, because my side thrusters will be kind of more incorporated in with the armor. So I do have to get some armor up here. I think I need to change this block out. And let's get one of... I'm gonna do it in this corner here. And in this corner... Yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah, not terrific, but not awful. You know, that's the first time I think I've ever used that little piece. Okay, so I think get an idea of the flow here. It's not super heavily armed, but We'll see how it does. I'll probably get shot immediately out of the sky, crash and burn, and everyone will laugh at me. But that's okay. All right, let's get some side thrusters in here. That's the last direction I need. And we got a nice little slot in here for these guys. So we can get you right in there. Should only need, let's say, 5 of them. The nose got a little longer than I was thinking originally, but you know what? I'm not hating it. Not loving it, but not hating it. Alright. Now what do we gotta do? We got the thrusters there. What have I got going on there? I've got one of these. 2 of those. 3 of those. 3 across the battery. And 1 of these. Like I said, symmetrizing is a horrible pain in the ass, but it has to be done. Okay, so alright, so what do I got going here? So we need something to fill in there. Like that. That what I wanted? Nope. Because there are thrusters there. Oh, they set someone up. Where are you going? Don't you be hitting anything of mine. Come on. That didn't go as well as you thought it would, did it? Alright, that's got that, that's got that. We need now to put in an aiming system. We'll need a camera. Then we're gonna grab some glass. Protect said camera. Need some girders. There we go. Let's get not tinted there and there. Sure. Let's also encase you like that. Okay, there we go. Gonna need an antenna. One of them. Oh, getting hungry, running out of juice. Let's pop a couple of spotlights in here. Put one there. Put one there. Grab some of these. Sure, why not? And then oh, what am I missing here? Anything? No. Okay, and then we can put in one of those and one of those, and finally some of these lovely new, oh so compact landing gear. And there we go. Okay, excellent. That has got a little fighter ready to go. So let's unconnect him. Yeah, weight's good. It's not something I normally put in for atmospheric craft, but I'm thinking this thing needs better maneuverability. So I'm going to do a little something here, and that is I'm going to grab some thrusters. And let's just make sure that if we need to descend, we can, in fact, descend. Where we're already should be keeping our Gatling up. Yes? No? Ooh. Am I doing it over on this one? Yeah, okay, so there we go. So 200 assault. Let's increase this to 400. And we're going to realize that we are out of... Oh, we are out of nickel. Okay, so we're going to have to go do a nickel trip. So let's get down into the MPV. Let's open up the ramp. And let's make sure our nickel is visible. Nickel, nickel, nickel. Where's my nickel? Where is my nickel? There it is. Okay, and release. And off to the nickel we go. Right after I go put some drills on this thing. It's still configured for grinding. Oops. Alright. I never did put landing gear on here either, but let's set her down. Turn off our dampeners so it just rests there. And let's swap these guys out. Give me a sec. Okay, drills are put back on. Let's make the group again. I really should put something else for that group, like a light or something. So, oh, guns are going. Oh, oh, that hit something. Oh, you sons of bitch. What you doing up here? Well, that... that was a little rude. Okay, well, let's see if we can't get him ground down. Did you still haven't done anything with that one. Oh, here we go. And probably should turn the projector on. Did I set up a projector? You know what? I'm not going to worry about that right now. Let's just let... That's going to fall all the way down, isn't it? Because what these little bastards are going to do is they're going to grind off the arms first and drop the works onto the next roof down. Okay. Let's try this again. Okay, I'm just adding ice to the sorters. I'm being shot. Okay, I'm being shot. I'm being shot. Yes. Run away! Run away! All right, come on, guys. Do your thing. Come on. Come on. There you go. Ah! Stop it! No, stop. Would you people start shooting, please? Run away. Is he down? Okay, well, that didn't go quite as planned. Why do I not have a projector on this thing? So let's do a little bit of fixing here. So I'm gonna make sure you're not building new. Okay, you're not building new, good. Yeah. Mild change of the order of operations of what we were gonna do. Instead of taking the... Yeah, we're gonna wait on taking the fighter up for a minute. First thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to put a projector on here. Grab my parts. There we go. I'm actually going to dock up first, because I might as well get the nickel that I did manage to get. So I did get some nickel here. And let's back it in. There we go. Now I'm gonna probably grab some magnesium now. All right, let's get you locked up. There we go. Let's load up your blueprint. All right, we need to get you aimed correctly. I also probably really should, yeah, I'm gonna put more side thrusters on, and then of course, as I'm loading up the blueprint, I'm gonna make changes to the blueprint, because why not? All right, where is forward and back? Honestly, my least favorite part about working with blueprints is straightening this nonsense out. Okay. I can't see what I'm doing. Let's move you forward. Yeah, that is the correct way. I think this is a different variation of the blueprint. Is it? I don't know. Is it upside down? No, that's right side up. Okay, yeah, that's the correct one. All right, blueprint is on, and just to make things we're going to take these guys out, throwing stuff everywhere. We're gonna grab these welders. And I'm gonna get a sensor. And put you there. Okay, now for Mr. Sensor, we're going to turn that on. We're going to turn sensor field range. And let's do some adjustments. So we don't want a lot of top. Yes, we want a lot of top. So let's go up to like 10. Yeah, 8 meters is fine. Back extend, we can drop that down. Front extend, we can drop down. Bottom, we can lift you up. Okay. And then, yes. No, no. Yes, no. Okay. And now, welders. Let's call this repair 3. And let's paste it onto that one and onto that one. And then fix the name. So repair 1. Actually, you know what? No. Repair welder. Copy, copy. Pasty, pasty. Make a group. I had... Oh, boy. There we go. Welders. Save. And now on you, we're going to call you the repair sensor. And what I want you to do is take that repair group, turn on, and then turn off. Just like that. Okay, so now I can come over here, disconnect. And fly into the sensor range. Yep, and there we go. Initiate repairs. All right, repairs are done. Go try this again. Okay, I think that's enough nickel for the moment. Oh, I am dangerously tilted. All right, let's turn that off. Let's get out of here while we can. Easy does it. There you go. Watch the tilt. And let's get this thing docked up. And lock you down. Close the ramp. I do like my ramp. Charge up and up the stairs. All right. Excellent. Okay, Mr. Fighter. Let's do a little bit more armor on the front here. I have no idea what I'm going to call this thing. I mean, it's very loosely based on the overall shape, as you can see, kind of like a Naboo fighter. So for now, Nadont fighter? What am I gonna call this? Let's call this the Nadont fighter. Sure, why not? Okay, how we doing on our guns? How we doing in our cargo? You know what? Okay, that's fine. All right, let's unlock you. Set up some groups. So we need landing gear set up as a group. What's the don't Don't landing gear. Let's get our turrets. That's already set. So we can rename this to the don't turrets. Okay. We're gonna put a landing camera. I'm not gonna worry about a landing camera there for now. I am gonna put a... No. Just stop screwing around. All right. Camera. You go there. Turrets. On and off. Cycle subsystems. Target. Weapons. Landing gear. Auto lock, on off. And switch lock. All right. Let's go. What are you welding? And there's the little bastard that's been giving me my troubles. Alright, G. Weapon blocks. You on you, you on you. Let's bring our big guns to bear. Let's turn you onto weapons. And overshoot. I don't know where there are any weapons there. Here, I'm going to smash the base. Okay, he's just sitting there. Where am I hitting? Okay, antenna's gone. Let's switch to Gatling. There's a turret there. Oh, there we go. Turrets are opening up. Switch it back over to weapons. That's on fire. It smashes antenna. Not floating in the sky. Oh, I know what I did wrong. I gotta do back thrusters. That's alright. And where is this guy? He's hiding in the trees here. He got stuck in a tree. Hi, buddy. How you doing? Remember when you shot at me? I do. I remember it very well. Yeah, I know I'm crashing uranium over there, but you know what? I can go pick it up. Well, that was a rather more or less successful. I forgot to grab a blueprint, so oops. Let's just set you down. And let's see if any of that uranium's still in here. Nah, I obliterated everything. Any real damage? No. I think you came through rather well, didn't you, little fella? Well, let's grab a blueprint now. Let's go have a look at what we find on that base. 4 up, there we go. If we can still see it, there it is. Let's see if there's anything worth salvaging here. Oops. Let's put her down. And knock her to the ground. I really should make sure I'm carrying a weapon at all those times. My gear is remote. And it is now mine. I have now successfully captured a smashed up little tiny outpost. What do we got here? It's taking so long to need as replacement components to repair the door to waste disposal facilities. The power equipment wasn't designed for this. Oh, okay. What do you expect from pirates? Anything in here? Oh, look at that. Asking, ye shall receive. Got myself a little MR20. Don't care about the drill. Anything in the bed? No. What else is on the base? Got some ammo and a turret. Might as well grab that. You know, Mr. Floating Turret here. Actually, I can grind the door down. Some computers? Nope. Well, I guess I don't get the ammo. Anyway. I'm gonna say that was a successful first flight. I still think I got a little bit on my controls. Namely, I have no reverse thrust, or I don't have control of my reverse thrust, but you know what? That's fine for now. Yeah, actually, no, that's not. Are you back thrust that weak? I have back thrust, right? Okay, well, let's make sure. Let's take another blueprint here. There we go. And you know, I probably should do this a little bit closer to the base and maybe not so high up in the air. Projectors on. Let's do this again. I want my back thrust. I think we're a little weak actually in the back thrust. Yeah, before I do that, let's add a little bit more reversing. Of course, I'll have to update the blueprint, but that's all right. I'm gonna grab those guys. Why did I go all the way through the top? Because that is a missing block. There we go. And do not want you grinding. Okay. Let's update the blueprint. Actually, before I do that, let's get the back thrust all gathered up now. Don't. I've been leaving the apostrophe off. Back thrust. There we go. Let's take the landing gear off of my front bar. So we can grab our back thrust. I want all. And we'll put these guys in, and there we go. Still a few things to do. I gotta set up the event controller. What else do I gotta do? Set up the few more groups. Make sure all the lighting's working. But this is a fighter. We have a fighter, so it seems to have done its job. Let's get her docked up. Like so. Yeah, that's a successful fighter. Okay, there we go. I gotta do a little bit of work around the pad here, make sure that, get the connector done right and make sure it sits on the ground and everything like that. But there we go. A little bit more than I was intending today. I was just planning on getting the fighter done, but we got our farming done. We've had our first full meals, which is really awesome. These guys have finished cleaning up this mess here, which is good. I'm not sure why you're painted differently. Let's get our floor patched up here. But anyway, we got our ammo, we got our nickel, everything's going good. Another day. Yeah, looks like we're heading into evening time, so this is a good time to call this episode. Thank you guys for watching. As always, if you like the video, go ahead and hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, maybe hit the subscribe button. If you want to become a channel member like Lee Barron, go ahead and hit the join button. Until next time, guys, be good out there, be safe out there. Most importantly, have yourselves a great day. Until next time, bye-bye.